Welcome to the Crime Vault. Today, we delve into a case that chills the bone. A case of survival against unimaginable odds. This is the story of Krystal Surles and Katy Harris. The year was 1999, New Year's Eve. But in Del Rio, Texas, a monster was about to unleash a nightmare. Two young girls, on the cusp of their lives, would face the true meaning of terror. This is the story of a killer, Tommy Lynn Sells, a drifter, a predator. Stay tuned. This is a story you won't forget. Tommy Lynn Sells. Born into a life of hardship, his childhood was a breeding ground for darkness. Abandoned, abused, neglected. These words barely scratched the surface of his early years. He drifted from town to town, a nomad with a growing rage. Sells found himself drawn to the fringes of society, finding comfort in the shadows. He became a ghost, a whisper in the wind, leaving a trail of heartache and pain in his wake. Odd jobs became his temporary anchors, each one a fleeting attempt at normalcy. He was a ticking time bomb, primed for violence. Sells' criminal record was a tapestry woven with threads of petty theft, assault, and increasingly disturbing acts of violence. His crimes, once impulsive outbursts, were becoming more calculated, more sinister. The man was shedding his humanity, embracing the monster within. His victims, often chosen at random, were mere pawns in his twisted game, each crime a testament to his growing depravity. Law enforcement struggled to connect the dots, hampered by Sells' elusive nature. He was a phantom, appearing and disappearing at will, leaving a trail of devastation in his path. The justice system seemed powerless to stop him. Del Rio, Texas, a small town bracing for the new millennium. As families gathered to celebrate, a storm was brewing. Tommy Lynn Sells, driven by his insatiable bloodlust, found himself drawn to a modest home on a quiet street. Inside, two young girls, Krystal Surles and Katy Harris, dreamt of a brighter future, oblivious to the darkness that lurked outside their door. Sells, a predator in the night, slipped inside, his eyes gleaming with a terrifying intensity. His presence, a suffocating darkness, invaded the sanctity of their home, turning their dreams into a living nightmare. Katy Harris, a teenager on the brink of womanhood, lay sleeping in her bed, the faint sounds of celebration barely reaching her ears. She was unaware of the danger that had entered her room, the shadow looming over her. Sells, his face a mask of cold indifference, raised his weapon, a glint of steel catching the dim moonlight. The attack was swift, brutal, a testament to Sells' chilling efficiency. Katy, caught in the throes of a nightmare she couldn't wake from, fought back with a ferocity born of pure terror. Her screams, muffled by the sounds of revelry outside, went unheard, lost in the night. Sells, his bloodlust satiated, left Katy to her fate, her lifeblood staining the innocence of her childhood bedroom. If you made it this far, consider subscribing to the Crime Vault, and don't forget to activate the bell to stay informed when we release new videos. Let's continue. Krystal Surles, awakened by the muffled sounds of struggle, crept out of bed, her young mind still grappling with the remnants of a pleasant dream. The sight that greeted her in the hallway was one that would forever be seared into her memory, a scene of unimaginable horror. She found herself face to face with Sells, his clothes splattered with blood, a chilling grin twisting his lips. He lunged, his blade flashing in the darkness, aiming for her throat, a grim echo of the violence he had just inflicted. The blade, intended to silence her, tore through her flesh, a searing pain erupting through her young body. Sells, believing his work complete, slipped back into the night, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable carnage. But Krystal clung to life, her young body fueled by an unconquerable will to survive. Yet, even as darkness threatened to consume her, a single thought echoed in her mind. She had to get help. Time blurred. Pain ripped through Krystal's small body. She lay there, on the brink of unconsciousness, the echoes of the attack fading into a dull roar, but something within her refused to surrender. A primal instinct, a will to live, surged through her veins. She had to escape, had to find help. With every ounce of strength, she pulled herself across the floor, leaving a trail of blood in her wake. Each movement sent waves of agony through her, but she pushed on, driven by a desperate hope. Summoning the last vestiges of her strength, she stumbled out into the night, her small body dwarfed by the darkness that surrounded her. Each breath was a victory, each step a monumental effort. She staggered down the street, her blood soaking her clothes, her vision blurring. The festive sounds of the night, once a source of joy, now mocked her pain. She was alone, lost in a maze of suburban streets, each house identical, each window a mocking reflection of her own terror. Then, through the haze of pain and fear, she saw it, a porch light, casting a warm glow on a neatly kept lawn. Hope, a flickering ember in the darkness, rekindled within her. She stumbled towards the light, her hand reaching out, desperate for any semblance of safety. She collapsed on the porch, her small fist pounding weakly against the door. The door creaked open, revealing a stranger, his face etched with concern. The stranger, his name lost to the chaos of that night, reacted with a swiftness that spoke volumes of his character. He ushered Krystal inside, his voice a soothing balm to her terror. He immediately called for help. His words were lifeline, connecting her to the world she feared she'd left behind. The ambulance arrived, its siren a piercing wail that cut through the night. As paramedics worked feverishly to stabilize her, she clung to consciousness, her mind racing. She knew, even in her fragile state, that she was the only one who could identify the monster who had attacked her. Krystal, her voice a raspy whisper, her throat still raw from the attack, described her attacker, every detail, etched in her memory with terrifying clarity, flowed from her lips. The shape of his face, the cold glint in his eyes, the cruel twist of his smile, all brought to life by the artist's skilled hand. With each stroke of the pencil, the face of a monster emerged from the blank page. Krystal, her body broken but her spirit unbroken, had given them their first real lead. The hunt for Tommy Lynn Sells was about to begin. The manhunt for Tommy Lynn Sells was on. Krystal's sketch, a chilling portrait of evil, was broadcast across the nation. Law enforcement agencies worked tirelessly, following every lead, every whisper, every fleeting glimpse of a man who seemed to vanish into thin air. The pressure mounted, the search intensifying with each passing day. Tips flooded in, some credible, others the product of fear-fueled imaginations. Each one was meticulously investigated, each dead end fueling the growing frustration. Tommy Sells, a phantom, seemed to be always one step ahead. His ability to blend into the shadows, both a curse and a testament to his survival instincts. Then, a breakthrough. A tip from an unexpected source. A woman, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and determination, contacted the authorities. She had seen Sells, she claimed, at a homeless shelter in San Antonio. She recognized him from the sketch. The cold, dead eyes, the cruel twist of his lips burned into her memory. This time, it wasn't a fleeting glimpse, a shadow disappearing around a corner. This time, they had him. The woman's description was detailed. Her recollection of his mannerisms, his tattoos, his unsettling gaze, leaving no room for doubt. The arrest was swift, almost anticlimactic. Sells, apprehended at the homeless shelter, offered no resistance. His demeanor eerily calm, his eyes betraying a chilling detachment from the gravity of the situation. At the police station, the interrogation began. Detectives, their faces etched with a mixture of disgust and grim satisfaction, faced a man who embodied pure evil. Sells, initially evasive, slowly began to unravel. He spoke of Krystal and Katy, his voice devoid of remorse, his words painting a chilling picture of that fateful New Year's Eve. He confessed to the attack, to the brutality, to the cold-blooded efficiency that had become his trademark. But his confession didn't end there. The trial of Tommy Lynn Sells was a media spectacle, a nation captivated by the chilling details of his crimes and the resilience of Krystal Surles, who faced her attacker in court. Her testimony, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. The evidence against Sells was overwhelming. DNA evidence, witness testimonies, and his own chilling confessions painted a portrait of a man consumed by darkness. The jury's verdict was swift and unanimous. Guilty. Sells, his face betraying no emotion, was sentenced to death, a small measure of justice for the families he had torn apart. Tommy Lynn Sells was executed by lethal injection on April 3, 2014. His death, while bringing a sense of closure, did little to erase the pain and suffering he had inflicted upon so many. Krystal Surles, forever bound to the events of that New Year's Eve, became an advocate for victims' rights. Her voice, a beacon of hope and resilience in a world often defined by tragedy. Her story, a testament to the strength of the human spirit, serves as a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable darkness, there is always a glimmer of light. The case of Tommy Lynn Sells and Krystal Surles stands as a chilling reminder of the importance of vigilance, the need for compassion, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. The case of Krystal Surles and Katy Harris is a stark reminder of the darkness in our world, a chilling testament to human cruelty. Tommy Lynn Sells, a drifter driven by bloodlust, left a trail of shattered lives. But even in such horror, there is hope. Krystal Surles, who stared evil in the eye and lived, embodies resilience and courage. Her pursuit of justice inspires us all. Her story reminds us we are not alone. People will stand by our side and help us heal. Krystal's spirit and hope continue to shine. Let us remember Krystal Surles, a hero Thank you for watching. If you found this story inspiring, please subscribe to our channel for more content like this.